Hello viewers, and welcome to my channel. I still remember my humble self, MC Bernardino. Welcome back to Canada Immigration with MC Bernardino, where I try as much as possible to give you update on the latest information as far as Canada immigration is concerned. Welcome back. I try as much as possible to drop a video every week. Sometimes I drop two, but in most cases, it's always one video every week. All right, so without wasting much of your time, today, are you there contemplating on coming to Canada, especially Ontario, but you don't know how to go about it? In the Express Entry poll, the latest score was 470, but your score is so low you don't know how to migrate. Okay, today I've come to you guys, bringing to you the Ontario Provincial Nominee, which is called Ontario Immigrant Nominee Program, where you can migrate to Canada, migrate to Ontario without any hassle, with a lesser score in your Express Entry. You can, with lesser than 400, you can still migrate to Canada. You want to hang on tight. And don't forget our Think About This segment, where I always drop it deep, it hits you hard, and you think about it. Okay, let me quickly run through the disclaimer, guys. I'm not a lawyer, I'm not a consultant. I'm just doing this out of my own volition. If you want to make your own immigration decision, please feel free to do so. I'm just here to advise you. Stay tuned and hang on tight, guys.
Shall we begin? Let's begin now.
Okay, so let me quickly share some facts, some salient tips with you about Ontario, so that when you're coming in here, you know where you're coming into. So Ontario is one of the 10 provinces that we have in Canada. The capital of Ontario is Ottawa, and it was created on 1st of July, 1867. The province was created, and 40% of the immigrants that migrate to Canada comes into Ontario. And the population of Ontario is like 13 million plus, going to 14 million as at the last 2018 population. And Toronto is the largest city in Ontario. So those are some facts for you as far as Ontario is concerned. And there are so many tourist attractions here. We have the CN Towers, we have the Niagara Falls, we have so many places. So you might want to come in to Ontario just because of that. Okay, so the Ontario Immigrant Nominee Program is divided into 3 different categories. We have the business category, which under it we have the entrepreneur stream and the corporate stream, basically for those that are coming in on the business purpose. The second category we have under the provincial nominee is the employer job category. So under that we have the foreign worker stream, we have the international student stream, we have the in-demand skills stream. And last but not the least, the third category under the Ontario Immigrant Nominee Program is called Human Capital category. Under this, we have the Ontario Express Entry Human Capital Priority Stream. We have the Ontario Express Entry French-speaking skilled worker stream that was recently created. We have the Ontario Express Entry Skilled Trades stream. We have the Master stream, and lastly, we have the PhD graduate stream. So these are the various streams we have under each different category. But today, because this is so robust, I will just be specializing on the first one, which is the Ontario Express Entry Human Capital Priority Stream. That is what I'll be talking about today. Human Capital Priority Stream was actually designed for those that are coming into Canada through 2 different streams, which is the federal skilled worker, those that are coming in from outside, and Canadian experience class, those that are in Canada. So what are the minimum eligibility requirements for this stream? 1, existing express entry profile in the pool. So that means you need to create an express entry pool profile to be eligible under this stream. Federal skilled worker applicant must meet the 67-point base. So this is based on your education, your age, your work experience, your English language proficiency. These are what cumulates to make up the 67 points. I'll be dropping the link to that in this video. Possess equivalent of Canadian bachelor's degree or higher. So it's either your Canadian bachelor's degree or your ECA evaluation, West, ICAS, University of Toronto, as the case may be. So you need a minimum of bachelor's degrees for you to be qualified. Next is for work experience, you need a minimum of 1 year within the last 5 years for federal skilled parts, and 1 year within the last 3 years for Canadian experience class. And this job position must be in either NOC A, NOC B, or NOC O. So for the NOC code, I'll be linking it in this video. So you need to know whether your job experience is in any of these NOC. There are a list of jobs in these NOCs. So the next minimum requirement will be minimum of 1560, that's 1,560 hours paid work experience in NOC ABO for Canadian Experience Class or Federal Skilled Worker. So that simply says that for you to be qualified, you need to be either full-time or part-time. But the minimum hours you need to have is 1,560 hours for you to be qualified to apply for the Human Capital Priority Stream of the Ontario Provincial Nominee. So next will be language proficiency of CLB7 taken within the last 2 years of application. So that simply states that for you to be qualified under this stream, you need to have CLB7, and your IELTS exam or your TEF for the French speakers must have been taken within the last 2 years. Anything above that, you are not qualified. The next on the eligibility will be intention to reside in Ontario. Don't forget, you're stating in your application that you want to reside in Ontario. So that simply says that you can't go to any other province. So you must have the intention to reside in Ontario for you to qualify. Next, possess the minimum CRS score as determined by the director. So initially in the past, the rule was that for you to be chosen, you need to score 400 and above. But in September 2018, the rule was changed, and the director of this program determines what the CRS score for those to be chosen will be. So we've seen in the recent past that even those that score below 400 we are chosen to apply for the Ontario Provincial Nominee. So don't be perturbed, as I said earlier on. You could be you. So just create your profile and it could be you. So the next eligibility requirement will be possess sufficient funds as required by Canada Immigration. So you need to have the funds for a family of 1, 2, depends on the family size. I'll be linking that in this video. And last but not the least is possess the application fee of 1,500. So you need to have 1,500, which is the application fee, in order for you to apply for this. All right, so what next? So after you must have determined that you're eligible to apply, what is the next thing to do? So once you are eligible, the next thing is you create your express entry profile. After that, OINP, which is Ontario Immigrant Nominee Program, they periodically go into the pool and they look for potential applicants. So they go in there. So once they probably do their own review and you're chosen. So once you're chosen, you will receive a nomination of interest. So meaning that you need to accept that nomination of interest to show that you want to migrate into Canada, Ontario to precisely, through the Ontario Provincial Nominee. All right. So once you receive the nomination of interest, you must apply within 45 calendar days. If you don't apply within this stipulated period, the nomination will be withdrawn. So OINP will review the application within few months. So once you've applied, once you've accepted it and you've submitted all the required documents, make sure you don't misrepresent yourself. Make sure all the information you put online are consistent with what you're probably going to upload. So any misrepresentation goes with severe punishment. So if successful, OINP will send by email certificate of nomination, which you must accept within 30 calendar days. So after they must have done their review, it takes like few months, depends on the complication of your case. So if it's not complicated, within 2-3 months, I've seen people, they receive their certificate of nomination. So you have 30 calendar days to accept that. All right, so what's next after that? So once accepted, applicant receives additional 600 CRS points and a possible ITA in the next draw. So simply what that states is that once you accept it, then Ontario Immigrant Nominee Program, you'll be awarded 600 points. So 600 points plus your additional point that you had in the pool. Hypothetically, so probably you have in the pool before you had like 350 points, which doesn't qualify normally for express entry. But because you went through the route of the Ontario Immigrant Nominee Program, So, and you submitted your application and everything was granted. So you'll be given 600. So you add 600 to the 350 you had initially. That makes 950. So automatically, I know the next draw that will be done, you will be chosen. So after that, what you need to do is just submit your application through the express entry for permanent resident, and you have 60 days to do that. So basically, what you are actually going to submit is adjust what you submitted initially for the Ontario Provincial Nominee. So you have to submit them again at the federal level this time around for you to gain your permanent resident. And within 3-4 months, you will get your permanent resident, and welcome to Ontario. I hope you understand this clearly. So here you can see the most recent Human Capital Priority Stream invitation history for the last 500 that was done. The most recent one was on January 14, 2019, where 1,493 people were invited. And the scoring then was 439 to 448. So that means that even if you're in the pool and you have lesser than the recent draw that was done, which is 470 at the federal level, you can still be invited. So when you look at the one that was done late last year, which is November 26, when 185 people were invited, the range of the score then was 350. So that means that if you're in the pool, express entry pool now, and you have lesser than 400, you have 350, but you meet some of these criteria, you might be invited. So it's not automatic. So don't quote me. It's not automatic that you'll be invited, but you might be invited. All I need to tell you is go into the express entry profile, create a profile, and choose Ontario ticket, because there's going to be a column where you tick where you want to reside. So tick Ontario. You can tick other provinces too, but you need to tick Ontario as one of your possible destinations, because they are looking for people that have intention of residing in Ontario. Okay, viewers, I know I've fed you with so much information today. If you feel you have any question, you have any concern, there's not something you don't understand based on what I've said so far, feel free to drop it in the comment section below. And don't forget, please subscribe to this channel. Where's the subscription button? Here. Subscribe to this channel now. If you like this video, why not hit the thumbs up button just to encourage us? Share this video with your loved ones, even those that you know probably might need this video. Share it with them. All right. Okay, so on the Think About It segment, today I will just be telling you about the Ontario plate number, which simply says a place to grow. So Ontario is a place to grow. It was recently changed anyway. Initially, it used to be yours to discover, which means that you have to come into Ontario for you to discover what is going on here. Nobody can tell you. But now we have a place to grow. So that means that Ontario is open for everybody. We have lots of immigrants. Don't forget, I tell you initially that 40% of people that migrate to Canada come into Ontario. We have people of different nationalities. So coming into Canada for you, you will not be the only one. You will probably see someone from your community. So you want to come into Canada and also live your dream. All right, it's been so real. I've been keeping it real with you guys. I hope you understand, you appreciate this video rather. So if you feel you like it, hit the thumbs up button, share this video, subscribe to this channel. Let's build this community. Till I come back to you guys, still remember my humble self, MC Bernardino. Stay out of crime. One love.